Is that monorail coming or going? I don't know. Actually, I do know. It's coming to Tomorrowland. But it's also going away from the Disneyland Hotel, so it all depends on when you got on. Well, I'm back up here in the viewing area for the parade, I guess you would call it. Sorry about the bouncing of the camera, but like I said before, I'm not one of these guys with a gyroscope and a gangle and a google and a gingle or whatever the heck they use. I'm kind of very lowballing it as far as the amount of money I spend on these vlogs. I'd like to get a nice camera one day. Do some proper stuff. It's a Small World is closed. Closed to take down all the decorations. Let me see if I can sit this camera properly. It's not gonna show the time or anything. The clock is stopped as well as the ride. But I'm just gonna stand here for a moment and look at it and talk. Isn't that what a vlog is supposed to be? You're supposed to talk, not just walk around showing the rides and going on rides and stuff. Well, this is my first decade without Jim at Disneyland. Was fortunate enough to go with him in the last 10 years, but I'm trying to remember when the last time was. Probably somewhere around 2006? No, had to have been later than that. It had to have been within the last decade. So let's see, he's been gone for 5 years. Yeah, so probably last time I came with him was 2011 or 12. He just got too wobbly to take walking around. I don't think he knew what was wrong with him. I knew there was something wrong. Maybe he did know, he just never told me. Woo-woo yourself, train. I'm trying to talk here. So, yeah, I don't know if he knew that he was seriously ill. I'm just sorry he went so suddenly. Maybe today's a good day to tell the story. Get it on audio, anyway, since you can't see me. Well, it was Black Friday of 2014. I believe it was November 29th. And Jim used to always take me to go get my check at work, and he was my landlord as well as my best friend. So he was always the first one with his hand out when I got my paycheck. Just kidding, Jim. But anyway, yeah, he would give me a ride down to work to get my check and to the bank. And if it was rent time, I would go ahead and pay him the rent. The day after Thanksgiving in 2014, we did it just like normal. We made it all the way back home, and he let me out of the car in the alley behind our apartments so he could park the car. And I believe one of the last conversations we had was about Disneyland's prices going up, with them eliminating certain annual passes. But the very last thing I remember us talking about was I had some towels that he had brought over because I had a plumbing problem with my neighbor. His bathtub was leaking into my bedroom closet. Anyway, so I had a bunch of his towels that I wanted to return to him, and I asked him as I got out of the car, I got these towels of yours, do you want to get them now or do you want to get them later? He said, I'll get them later. So I closed the car door and went inside, and Jim went into the garage with the car. He made it into the garage. He got the car turned off, and he had a massive stroke and died right there in the garage, sitting in his car. I didn't know this because I'd already gone inside. He had given no signs. He said he had a little bit of heartburn from eating so much Thanksgiving dinner the night before. But other than that, I can't remember him giving any signs that something was wrong. And so I went inside like normal and went about my business for the next few hours. Meanwhile, I'm not exactly how it transpired, but some other tenant found him sitting in his car and got his brother, who they lived together, and they went in the garage and found him there dead. They said he was glued, so he must have been there for a while. The autopsy showed that he had a massive stroke. I guess because the garage door was open. Luckily, the garage door was open, so somebody went in there to see what was going on after a while, but it was too late. But meanwhile, I was inside going about my business, not knowing any of this was going on. And after it got dark, I heard some commotion out my back bedroom window, and I looked out to see ambulance, paramedic, fire department, whatever it was, in the alley behind my bedroom. And I was wondering if Jim knew what was going on, so I called on Jim's phone, and his brother Mike answered. And I said, "Hey Mike, is Jim there?" And he said, "He's dead, buddy." Thanks a lot for stepping on Mike's line. Anyway, in case you didn't hear it, he said, "He's dead, buddy." And I guess my life changed at that moment. The things that transpired in the last 5 years have all been because of that one moment. But I still continue to come here because this was a place that Jim and I had so many good times together. I feel that coming here by myself kind of keeps those memories alive. I was just listening the other day to some of my Sounds of Disneyland tapes, which you can hear on this channel, by the way, if you go digging around for them. They're on a playlist. And a lot of those tapes were of Jim and I going around Disneyland doing stuff. We didn't have a video camera, but in some ways, I like just listening, because I know what the place looks like. I can picture everything in my head, but hearing the interactions and the things that were happening randomly, that's kind of fun to do. So you might want to try and do that, especially the ones with Jim on them, because Jim was a real character, and he loved this place. He was always happy when he was here. I'm not sure how happy he was in his private life. He was a bachelor all his life. I don't think he particularly wanted to be a bachelor all his life. It just worked out that way. But when he was here, he didn't care about what was on the other side of the berm. And I guess that's the way it should be. You want to just come here and lose yourself and forget about how fucked up life is. Yes, this video is not for kids, by the way. None of my videos are for kids. You got that? Stating that right here and now. It's interesting that they're playing all kinds of different instrumental Disney music here instead of the Small World theme. It's kind of nice. It's a change of pace. Hearing that Small World instrumental theme playing over and over and over out here. Of course, I don't know if these songs are getting copyright strikes for me, but I think I've been talking over them pretty much. Monorails keep going by behind me, but the sun is like directly in the camera's face if I were to turn it around to watch the monorail. So that's why you're watching Small World instead. So this is like a real vlog. We're not doing anything. We're just hanging out. I'm telling you about Jim. I was going to go over to Main Street. Maybe I still will later on and talk to them about Jim's stone out in the front and how it's fading. It's in a really high traffic area. I see some stones out there. They're like close to planters or close to the pylons for the monorail track, and they look almost brand new. Jim's is stepped on, oh, I don't know, probably thousands of times a day. I would imagine people crossing back and forth, because his is like pretty much in the center of the Esplanade. Enough in the center that it gets walked on a lot from people walking back and forth between the parks. So yeah, I was going to go over to Main Street and see if there's anything that they do about that, if it's ever brought to their attention by the owners. And I'll say, well, I'm not the owner, but the owner was my best friend, and I kind of want to tell you about it for his sake. Maybe they'll take pity on Jim and go out there and repaint his stone. I was gonna say I could go out there and do it with a Sharpie, but I don't want to get arrested for vandalism. So how long has this been going on? I've been yakking here for 15 minutes. Well, part of that you got to see the monorails. I was going to do this down there by the motorboat cruise, but there's so many people down there. I just wanted to come somewhere where I could stand and talk into the microphone with a steady shot of something. I'll change your view. Can't change it that much. Oh well, I'm just about done with this anyway. I guess this will be the story of Jim video. Trying to think of where I want to go now. It is convenient that Small World is closed so I could do this, because otherwise there'd be people everywhere. Well, I guess that's all I gotta say. Just that yesterday was Jim's birthday, and I was hoping I could come yesterday, but it wasn't in the calendar. Since I was off today, I just decided to come here today instead. Only staying for a few hours anyway, but that's what being an annual pass holder is all about. While other people are racing to ride Indiana Jones or Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm standing here talking about Jim. Or I could be over on Tom Sawyer's Island just staring out into space. Hey, that's a good idea. Want to go over to Tom Sawyer's Island? Tom Sawyer Island. I should slap myself for saying Tom Sawyer's. Oh, here comes another monorail. Let me see, maybe I can use this bush to block out the glare. There's a lot of rumors about the Matterhorn too, you know, that it's really showing its age. Because all it is wood and steel and cement. And it's rumored that parts of it are really getting to be beyond repair, and they're thinking of actually tearing the Matterhorn down. That's weird saying that, standing here looking at it. Imagine that wasn't there anymore. This whole area is under debate as to what to do with it. All this old motorboat cruise area. Oh, now nobody's down there. Real good. Right down there is where I was going to be sitting and talking to you. That's where I got the first view of the monorail. And then these people came down and sat down, and I was like, oh, come on. So I came over here. But as I was saying, it sure would be an amazing sight, for one thing, for there to not be a Matterhorn there. They're talking about rebuilding it is what they're doing. I mean, they're not going to take it down and not put it back up. It's just too old and it's falling apart. You can only patch it up so much. And it might have another 10 years in it. You never know. All depends on what they decide to do over here. This whole area, probably even the area that I'm standing on, all this upper level area is being considered as a possible expansion for Fantasyland. There's a lot of real estate back here that's unused. You can imagine them tearing out all this seating area here. Or at least reducing it. Oh, look, there's Belle and the Beast. Of course, that's a wrong song to be playing for them, but there's Belle and the Beast. They're the ones that have a big stake in a Fantasyland expansion because they want to bring the Beauty and the Beast ride here. And it would probably go right in here somewhere. Or this could possibly be a Frozen area from the movie Frozen. Never seen the movie Frozen. So I don't know what it would be like. And then there's talk about, yeah, they'll rebuild the Matterhorn and then they'll make it blend in with the theme of Frozen. And I'm like, no, Matterhorn's got its own movie. I think it's called Last Man in the Mountain, something like that. That is the Matterhorn. That's not whatever the chick's name from Frozen's realm. Just stay away from my Matterhorn. Had a lot of good times on the Matterhorn with Jim too, particularly one day when it was pouring rain and we had raincoats on, and the Matterhorn runs, it's fully operational in the rain. It's even better in the rain actually. And it was cold and there was hardly any lines, so we went on it over and over and over. It had to be probably 10 or 12 times. And the cast members thought we were crazy. We were getting soaked, but we had, like I said, we had raincoats on, so we weren't really getting that soaked. And it was cold, so whenever you would go up the lift, the inside of the Matterhorn was really cold. There's no heaters in there or anything. So the Matterhorn itself was cold, so when you went inside you could still see your breath on the inside, and it made it even more like you're on the real Matterhorn racing down the icy slopes. Oh, now they play Beauty and the Beast. Now they play Beauty and the Beast. Hey, they're gone, people. Play Winnie the Pooh. Alright. We'll watch the train go out of sight and then I'll say goodbye. Well, thank you for listening to my story about Jim, and maybe I'll talk more about him, I don't know, on the next video, or maybe not. I don't know. If I go over to Tom Sawyer Island and I find a quiet spot, maybe I will. I have stories about Jim in just about every place on this amusement park, this theme park. It's just a matter of doing it without looking like an idiot standing here talking into a tablet. Alright, see y'all.